Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. Today is Tuesday, February 28th, which is also the last day of February. So it is Temperature Blanket Tuesday. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking it out. If you like it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate that. And if you aren't new, thank you so much for coming back. I know I've been gone for a little bit. I've been making videos really just on Thursdays the last couple of weeks, but it's been a little crazy and I feel like we're back at it now. So Temperature Blanket Tuesday, again, if you are unfamiliar, I'm making a temperature blanket this year. I've actually had a lot of people ask me what a temperature blanket was recently. So a temperature blanket is a blanket that you make with the temperatures in your area throughout the year. There are many different ways to do it. It's very customizable. I just kind of picked colors I liked and went with it, and I'm doing mine in a linen stitch, so when I show it I'll explain that a little bit more. And I'm doing every single day of the year. And what I do for mine is I write down the high temperature for the day and the low temperature for the day, and then when I go to work on it I kind of just pick which one I would rather do, depending on if the color is different. And some days the high and the low are going to be in the same color range that I have picked out. Some days they're going to be different, so I kind of just pick what I want to do that day. I don't want not a lot of variation in my blanket, and being that I live in Western New York and it's winter time, we don't have a lot of variation. So I've made it so that my blanket does, and I'm not getting bored with it, but still following the temperature. So using this little planner here to write everything down, and just to kind of show again, if you're new, what I'm doing is this is my colorway layout for the year. So any temperatures 20 and below are going to be light green. I decided after making this that the light green and the stonewash needed to be switched. And then temperatures 21 to 30 degrees is peacock, which is a teal color. 31 to 40 is the stonewash, which is a light blue. 41 to 50 is lilac. 51 to 60 is plum. 61 to 70 is bubblegum. 71 to 80 is watermelon. 81 to 90 is varsity red, and 91 and up is coral. Probably aren't going to see any coral, maybe a day or two throughout the year, but that is my temperature range, and I usually go for the cooler colors in cooler weather, and then I go for warmer colors in warmer weather, and that's kind of just how I did my layout. You can do whatever you want. Really, it's completely customizable. And another thing I really love about the temperature blanket thing is that everybody's is going to be different, because unless you're following somebody's pattern to a T, they're not going to be the same. So I did not show mine last week, so I do have 2 weeks to show, and then just kind of February as a whole, since we are now done with the month. I know February is the shortest month, but it went by fast. So here is the blanket in full so far. So you can see January, and if you can tell, this black strip here is separating the months. So this down is January, and then this up is February. And if you see January, yes, it's got variations, but there's only 3 colors in it. So again, that lilac color is my, what did I say? 41 to 50 degrees. The light blue is the stonewash color, which is 31 to 40, and then the peacock is 21 to 30. So not much temperature range there, but you can see here in February we actually added a couple of different colors. So the light green again is 20 and below, so we've had a couple pretty cold days in there, which is typical for us. But I also added some plum, which is my 41 to 50? No, that was lilac. 51 to 60. And then I actually have 1 day of the bubble gum, which is 61 to 70. So that was a very nice day. So if we take a closer look at what I've worked on since the last time we've seen it. So the last update I had was on February 13th. So Valentine's Day and through the end of the month, you have not seen it yet. And that starts right here with this line of plum. So on Valentine's Day, the 14th, we had a high of 50. so that is plum. Wednesday the 15th, we had a high of 65, and it did sit around 65 pretty much all day. So I got to use my bubble gum. Very, very nice day, except it was extremely windy, which kind of sucked. I was super excited to have a warm day, and I was actually like in the middle of emailing my boss to let him know I was going to take a longer lunch so I could go take a walk during lunch, and the wind got so bad like the whole house was shaking, so I wasn't able to do that, but it was still really nice outside. And then the 16th, we dropped right back down to the 40s, so the lilac is 46 as our high. Then I have Stonewash, which is 35 as the high. The 18th, Saturday, we also have Stonewash, 37. Then the 19th, we have Lilac, 47. And the 20th, Lilac at 46. And then there is a third row of Lilac in there too for the 21st, which is a high of 41. So it looks like most of these days I went with the high. The 22nd was Stonewash, a high of 33. The 23rd was this Peacock right here, high of 30. Then we had 2 days of the light green, so the 24th was a high of 20, and the 25th I actually went with the low, a low of 18, because I didn't work on this until yesterday, right? Yes. So Monday the 27th, so the Saturday the 25th had already passed, and I know it stayed pretty cold on Saturday in the teens most of the day, so that's why I went with the low. Then Sunday the 26th was the high of 35. Monday the 27th, yesterday, was a high of 43. And then since it is the end of the month, I just went ahead and already did today, the 28th, in Peacock, which is a low of 25. And that one might not be too accurate, but you know, it is what it is. So there it is in a whole. There it is for just February. There it is for just January. So I know I said this previously, but if I remember, I'm going to try to put like screenshots in the videos per month. So I'll start with here was January, here was February, here is it as a whole, because soon it's going to get to the point where I can't just do what I just did. So we can actually fit the whole thing in frame, and then I can kind of separate January from February. But I mean, even by the end of March, it's not gonna all fit. But there it is. And I am doing the linen stitch, like I said. So all it is, and I honestly couldn't even tell you how many I chained. If you look at my starting point, you see how it kind of dips right there, right in between the middle of my glasses? It kind of goes up a little bit. Is because when I first made it, I did not like how short it was, like lengthwise. No, yeah. So I actually kind of fudged my chain and extended it without having to rip the whole thing out, because I was already like a week in. So this part right here for a couple days is kind of weird. And that's just because I extended my chain and kind of fudged it to make it longer, or wider, I should say. So I can't really tell you how many I chained. Probably close to 200 though. And then with the linen stitch, it's single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one. And then when you get to the next row, you do the same thing, but your single crochets will go into the spot that you skipped from the previous row. So that gives it a really solid, nice look to it. And I am absolutely loving it so far. I am kind of getting to the point where I'm ready for some color variation. Not that I don't like working on it. The linen stitch is very easy to do, and I actually have had it caught up to date. I just didn't film any videos last week. But like, I already wrote down the temperatures for next week, because again, that's kind of how I do it. I write them down once I finish it for the week I'm on. So once I finished it yesterday for February, I went ahead and wrote down the first week of March, so the 1st through the 6th. And then I kind of scrolled through to see like what's projected for the entire month of March, and it kind of looks like I'm going to be in lilac and stonewash world the entire month, which is typical for our area, and I shouldn't expect anything different, but I am kind of ready to get, you know, some other colors in here, but probably won't happen until mid-April if we're lucky. May, probably more likely. Even June if I want to be specific. We might get some more plum in there for April, end of April and May, but like I don't anticipate seeing this bubble gum again until June. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Also still trying to think. No, I know what I'm gonna do. I just haven't done it yet, and I'm gonna try to remind myself. Maybe when I watch this video back, I'll remember. I have some gold crochet thread somewhere, and if I can find it, I'm gonna go back to some of the days that were like special days and put the gold thread through it. So like February 10th, which is in here somewhere, was my son's birthday, so I kind of want to put like a gold thread through that day to symbolize that something special happened that day. I think Heather from the Crochet Witch was the one who gave that idea, and I thought it was perfect, and I believe I have some still. I know when I was kind of rearranging, I found it. I'm hoping I didn't get rid of it, but I don't use it, so I don't know if I kept it or not, so I'll have to look. If not, I'll just go buy some. But I want to do that, and then like my birthday is coming up next month in April, so I want to do that. Obviously my older son and my husband as well. Plus in April, me and my husband are going on a little trip to Pittsburgh, PA for a night, so I would want to put something in there to symbolize that, and things like that. So I think I'm gonna, if I remember, do that too. But here it is again as a whole. I love it, and I am still, like I said, completely enjoying working on it. I'm excited to get to next week. I'm excited to watch it grow, and I think, I mean, this is only 2 months. Got 10 more to go, so it is going to be pretty long, and that's usually my main complaint about temperature blankets is how big they are. But I don't think it's going to be too terribly big, but it's definitely going to be a lot taller than it is wider. So I think if I make one next year, I'm going to kind of, I want to stay with the linen stitch because I really like it. I like that it doesn't take up much room for each day, and I prefer to keep track of the temperature each day because I feel if I did every Wednesday of every week, I would probably forget what I was doing. So I like keeping track of it every single day. I would just have to kind of maybe measure this one and see like how tall it ends up compared to how wide it is, and maybe make it wider for next year's if I make one. I do kind of anticipate making one next year, and I already kind of have a color palette laid out if I can find the right colors, but I want to do like a pastel temperature blanket. So same kind of theme, like cool colors for cool temperatures, warm colors for warm temps, but instead of these, be like a baby pink and a baby blue and a baby purple and so on. So if I can find enough pastel colors to make it, that's kind of my plan, but you know, that's 10 months away, so there we go. So that is everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and again, if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share, I would really appreciate that, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.